Okay, in this video we'll talk about keosd and wallets, private keys, public keys, that kind of stuff. We might even talk about accounts. We may also just hold off on that until we start talking about smart contracts, because it's kind of a natural extension of smart contracts. Before we get started though, I wanted to point you towards this developers.eos.io documentation. I think they did a really good job explaining all this stuff in depth. Somebody clearly did put a lot of work into this, and I commend them for it, so I just wanted to give them a shout out in the video. We'll kind of be following this directly, verbatim, but obviously it'll be quicker to watch a video versus reading through the documentation, which is part of the reason why you purchase a course like this anyway. So anyway, I wanted to give that a shout out. Another shout out I wanted to give is, so typically when you run Node.EOS, you can pass in a -- plugin, wallet API plugin flag, and that will usually handle the keosd instantiation and interaction for you. But for whatever reason, this was, at least back in the Dawn 2, Dawn 3 era, back when I was, very first starting this course, you were able to do that. So what I did when I created this course is I pulled a fresh repo, because I wanted to get exactly what you were getting as a new developer, or at least when you're joining this course. That way I could point out, hazardous areas to be aware of. In this case, this is one of the hazardous areas. So for whatever reason, when I tried to allow Node.EOS, or offload the handling of keosd to Node.EOS, I was having problems listing the keys via keos. So what I ended up having to do is just manually running keosd itself. This is actually kind of a good illustration that will show you that you don't need Node.EOS and keosd are completely separate entities. You can run one without the other. So we won't actually even spin up Node.EOS. We won't be producing blocks at all. We'll just be interacting directly with keosd. But in order for me to do this, I had to edit what I did is I edited the profile. Those aliases that we created a couple videos back, I edited a couple of those in order to make interacting with keosd and Kleos wallet fairly seamless. Because eventually, what I do want to do is run Node.EOS and keosd at the same time. And when I was trying to do this originally, they were trying to listen on the same port, which is 8888. So what I did is I just quickly threw in an alias so that keosd spins up on a different port than Node.EOS will spin up on, and then also anytime I run Kleos wallet, I wanted to be able to interact with our local keosd, and again, this will kind of prove that nothing else is interacting with this as far as Node.EOS goes. So I just wanted to call that out really quickly before we get started. So what I can do here is just run keosd, and you can see here it's spun up and it's listening on the port that I specified here. And again, if we just kind of go through the documentation, step by step, the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to create a wallet. So when you spin up keosd fresh, you'll go create a wallet. Well, in this case, I've already created a wallet, so what we'll do here now is list that wallet. And you can see nothing showing up here. Why is that? Well, we haven't opened the wallet up. So now it's saying, okay, originally in the previous video, I'd already created the wallet, so I had Kleos wallet create. This gave me the default wallet, but for when I ran Kleos list to list out the different wallets I have, none of them showed up. Well, that's because I hadn't opened the wallet. So now if we do Kleos list, wallet list, you'll see default show up. And if I do Kleos wallet keys, typically what you want to do is print out your keys, at least see what the public keys are. But it's saying, hey, your wallet's locked, right? So what you need to do to actually see those keys and actually use those keys is you need to unlock your wallet. So when I did Kleos wallet create, you saw in that previous video, it gave me a private key that I can use to unlock the wallet. So I copy that over here, and if I just type that in, now my default wallet is unlocked. And if I run Kleos wallet list, you'll see there's a little asterisk here, and that indicates that the wallet is now unlocked. And if I do Kleos wallet keys, you'll see the public key associated with that key pair. Another thing you can do that's kind of interesting is you can create different types of wallets. So in the documentation, they create a wallet called Periwinkle. I'll create one here called Test Wallet. And you can see here it's giving me this private key again that will be used to unlock the wallet and print out different things. So now if I do keosd wallet list, you'll see both test wallet and default are now showing up as wallets. And now I can maybe lock the test wallet maybe. Whoops. Oh, sorry, -N. And now if we do keosd wallet list, you'll see one of the wallets is locked and one of them is unlocked. So that's one interesting aspect of the wallet. And one more thing I wanted to go through is this down here, which is key creation. So what we'll do here now is we'll do keosd create keys. Whoops, sorry, I think it's key create key. Whoops. Create key, and we'll get a public private key pair. I think, in fact, now that I think about it, that one that we listed out was one that I generated previously while I was just messing around with the wallet before. So it looks like the public key with that was 5i. So if we look at the one that we printed out previously, where is that? Oh, 6m. I guess not. So here all we've done at this point with keosd create key is we've just created a public private key pair, but we don't really have any way of interacting with that in any real sense. So what you need to do now is you need to keosd, I believe it's import key, keosd wallet import, and then the private key, and now we have the private key imported into the wallet. So if I do keosd wallet keys, you can see that the public key that we generated here, the 7Z91, is now showing up as a possible key or a possible public private key pair that we can use to sign transactions with. I think that was everything I wanted to cover in this video. It's already starting to get a little bit long. One thing too as well is so all we're doing here is we're just simply printing out the public keys, but there's also a way of printing out the private keys as well if you're interested in seeing both of those. They have an example of backing up your wallet as well, as we talked about in the previous video. These are just straight files, so you can copy those around as well. And then I think, again, we'll talk about in the next video how to actually go about creating accounts. It's fairly easy. Once we've imported the keys into our wallet, you simply issue this command, but we need Node-EOS running in order to do that. And again, I wanted to keep keosd and Node-EOS completely separated. Again, as you can see here, Node-EOS isn't running, so all we were doing was interacting directly with keosd, which again proves the isolation between the two. I think that's everything. In the next video, we'll talk about accounts and how to create them, and then hopefully I'll keep that video fairly short, and then we can just start talking about smart contract development immediately after that. See you in the next video.